So I've been out of quarantine for, I think it's a little over 6 weeks now, and we've moved into a team organised apartment, which is really nice, very close to the base, which is useful. And yeah, we're all settled in. We've got some of our own personal effects, so it's all work now. Once the full team move out, the whole apartment block, it's quite a small apartment block where I am, but it will be only full of team members. So that can be a good or a bad thing. At the moment, it's kind of a nice thing. Everyone's familiar, and there's a lot of people who are, obviously with the current situation globally, relocating without family. So it's a bit of an opportunity for us to look out for each other and, you know, invite the single guys or girls over for a home-cooked meal if they happen to be out by themselves. So the schedule for the sailing team is a little out of the normal at the moment because there's been a small group of us have come here earlier to help set up the base. So we're kind of managed more by the shore crew boss at the moment, but our day starts off with gym. So I'm generally in the gym at 7 in the morning, and it'll either be weights or grinding training. I try not to do too many afternoon sessions just because we've got the base build, so it's a pretty busy time for us. So it's really a big session in the morning, 6 times a week. We have breakfast and then we check in at 10 a.m. for a bit of a jobs list. And the jobs at the moment are kind of a bit outside of our scope, but it's pretty normal in America's Cup team. It's a lot of work to get these bases moved and set up. So we're doing a lot of construction work, a lot of painting, moving lots of furniture. So we're kind of just the heavy lifters around the base at the moment, but that's starting to taper off. 6 weeks is probably the end for that. We need to shift more into focusing on our areas on the sailboat and getting ready to sail. We're really lucky with the base that we've set up here in Auckland. It's a great building. We don't have any temporary structures. It's all custom built. I'm in the gym at the moment, it's a little bit smaller than some of the other gyms that we've had access to, but it's got exactly what we need in it to be productive. And then we've got a lot of the sailing areas are attached off this, so our change rooms and our drying rooms are just behind me through the doors, and then you go through the doors to the right and you've got the boat shed. So most of the areas we need to get to are very close to us, and it's an absolute custom purpose-built building. It's completely finished. We're just moving our stuff in and getting all our personal stuff set up. The kitchen at work runs 7 days a week, and they're generally doing 3 meals a day. There's always a crew of varying size who needs dinner at the base, who's working later. Sailing team, we get a later breakfast because we train first. Everyone else gets breakfast around 7:30. So the kitchen has got a big job on. They're 3 strong in the kitchen at the moment. They're doing a great job. You know, an army marches on its stomach, and a sailing team's not very different. So it's a big advantage to have good people in the kitchen, making sure everyone's fed. We walk around in our team clothes. People will stop and have a chat, and it's been great so far. You know, we're really lucky that New Zealand has embraced so many international travellers coming out here at such a time. And yeah, certainly anyone who's stopped me whilst I've been walking around in my team gear is just really happy to see that there's an event on and that everyone's managed to make it down. And I think it's probably, you know, New Zealand is obviously very passionate about their country and their country's brands, but I think at a time like now, I think people are just happy to see any kind of sport continuing, and I think we've really been welcomed, and it's been nice. I wasn't sure how it would go. Since arriving, a lot of the teams are kind of on the same pathway to and from work, so I bump into a lot of people. You know, a lot of the Team New Zealand older guard are out running many mornings whilst I'm walking into work. Then there's drinking holes that all the teams visit, so there's a few places around the viaduct where if you want to go and see what the teams are up to on Friday night, most of the teams are in at the same place. And you know, sport as a sailing as a sport, everyone knows everyone, everyone's worked with people. I'm going to catch up with some of my friends from the Bermuda days at Oracle tonight, and it's good to catch up with people. We don't really talk about work very much because it is secretive and we don't want to be giving things away, but it's just nice to be surrounded by fellow athletes who are all on the same road. Managing the expectations of people working in any organisation is really important, and I think we're talking about families and how an organisation manages the expectations of family members is quite difficult, and I really think that the responsibility just has to come onto the team members to make sure that when you're signing up for something like this, you're prepared for the worst, and that your family knows there's going to be no guarantees. We don't know where we're going to really be living at what time. We don't know how life's going to look, and we're going to be doing long hours, and everyone involved in the Cup, and that's the families, has to understand that and be prepared. And I think it's kind of up to the individual employees need to manage the home life a little bit, but like I say, it's a little bit easier for me without kids. So I couldn't give you any more of an answer on that. It's definitely a tough one, and the better you can do it, the better the team will perform, but there's no hard and fast rule there, I don't think. The cool thing about Auckland being based here is that you can really get away. It's only a 30-40 minute drive, and there's all the West Coast beaches. There's great opportunities here just to get out of the city, step away from sailing for half a day and from the base operations for half a day, and I've done a little bit of exploring around here. You never get to see as much of it as you'd like to, but it's definitely a cool place to be based, and it's a great place for a sailing team like this to be based. It's a bit difficult to describe the excitement of seeing another team's boat too, because we're all going through the same thing. We've obviously seen other teams' boat ones, and everyone will tell you or they'll lie to you, but it definitely impacts your design direction. You see what other people are doing, you try and understand why they're doing it, and you decide whether it's a direction you're going to take. Boat ones, you can change your direction. Boat twos, you can't change your direction on a lot of things, but you still really need to know what other teams have done and try and figure out why they're doing it. We're trying to figure out weaknesses to their design and strengths to our design, and vice versa. So there's a lot of things that you'll see in other teams' boats that it's too late to copy, but we're so excited to see what they've got and try and figure out how other people solve the same problems that we've been up against.